What's up, YouTube? Ralph here with GCB Trading, back with another video. In today's video, I want to break down some trades that I took with the NAS100 this past week, and I also just want to break down a whole week of NAS100 to show you guys where you could have made some profits based off the way that I trade. Okay. Now, before we get into this breakdown, I want to just let you guys know about some things that I have on my chart if you do not know what they are. Okay. So now the pink line here is the monthly high and monthly low. Okay, so this would be the high and the low would be down here somewhere. Okay. So this would be our low. Okay. So you have the monthly high, the monthly low. All right. And the blue lines that you guys see here, these are the previous day's high, previous day's low. Okay. The green, spring green line here, this is the daily open. Okay. This is where price opens up on that day. The yellow line, yellow dotted line is last week high. As you can see, it's illustrated here, last week's high. Okay. And then this red dotted line that has the days of the weeks on it. This would be your, this is the most recent low of the week. So you will have the low of the week and then you will have the high of the week. All right. So of that same week that we're trading on this would be that this indicates that high and that low. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into this breakdown. Okay. So as you guys already know, if you've been following me, you know the way that I trade highs and lows. Okay. I trade off the highs and the lows. Okay. But I'm also using the most recent high and most recent lows of that current day. Okay. So as you guys can see here on Monday, all right, on Monday here, let's blow this up. You can see here on Monday, um, when price opened up, okay, we broke below the open of the day. Okay, we broke below that open price during the Asian session. It accumulated for a while, then broke out during the London session. Now I'm only trading the Nasdaq during the New York session. Okay, now if I'm up for London and I do see a trade set up, I will take that trade. But I've mainly been trading it during the New York session. Okay, so when it comes to the New York session, like I said, I'm marking up my high and I'm marking up my low. So this would be my high of the day coming into the New York session, because we know the New York session opens up at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when I'm coming to the chart before 8 a.m., I want to mark up my high and my low before that session opens. All right. And my low would be here. This would be my most recent low. Okay. That would be my most recent low. Even though we know Asian session put in a low down here, but before the New York session opens up, it made a new low. Okay, so this would be my most recent low of the day here. Now, what am I looking for? You guys already know. I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3 to the low or 1, 2, 3 to the high. Okay, but I also trade support and resistance. I'm a price action trader as well. So if something does not hit my high or hit my low, okay, I'm looking at price action. All right, so I'm looking at price action. Okay, I'm looking at the time. Okay, we're looking at the time. The market is closed, so the time would be right here. And I'm looking at what level is price action at. Okay, that's what it is. So we got the time, we got the level, and we have price behavior. Okay, so now coming into this trade here on Monday. Now I did not take this trade on Monday, but just to illustrate and just to show you guys on how you could have made profit off of this trade. Now on Monday, we did have USD news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had some news out. So we have our high marked up, we have our low marked up, and we can see that price action is holding, all right, at this daily open. Okay. We can see when the Asian session came, when this Asian session opened up, all right, it did not come through and take out our low. Okay. It's not always going to come through and take out the low. Okay. So Asian session opened up, we came close to our previous day's low. All right, accumulated for a while. London session, we broke above the daily open. It gave us a little scalp short trade here. Still, price held above the daily open, and we just went sideways. Basically, we went into accumulation before the New York session opens up. So typically, before news, they would pretty much go into accumulation. Okay, so as you can see, we went into accumulation above our daily open. Now at 8 a.m., which is this candle right here, this is 8 a.m. when the New York session opens. As you can see, 8 a.m. when they open up, all right, they came down and they came close to our low of the day, okay, creating a pin hammer. All right, 8:30, we did have news out, so we don't want to get in front of the news. We want to wait until after the news. The news candle gives us an engulfing candle. So we have a pin hammer that came down and almost triggered our low of the day. Okay, almost triggered our low of the day, but it did come down to our low of the day, creating a pin hammers. Price still closed above our daily open. 8 8:30, we had the news. News release gave us this momentum candle. All right, so we had no wick at the top, no wick at the bottom, no wick at the top, no wick at the top. This is a momentum candle. Okay, so this is momentum inside of the market, even though we're on the inside of our high and low. For me, I would have taken this trade. Okay, I would have taken this trade at 9 a.m. I would have taken this trade at 9 a.m. and my stop would have been, I'll always have like a 25 pip stop. So my stop loss would have been basically below the news candle. All right, so I would have taken a trade here, but now if you wanted to wait, all right, until after the equity hour, all right, after the 9:30 open, you could have done so. Depending on what time frame you use, you could have had a better entry. But for me, I used the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so this is just a price action trade because price did not come down and take out our low of the day, even though it does not have to come through and take out the low of the day. For me, it doesn't. Price is not always going to come and do that. Okay, so this is where I just read price action. As you can see, we made a micro W right here on the daily open. So prices respecting this daily open, failing to break through. All right, news gave us an engulfing candle, which is a momentum candle. No wicks on it. Each side, that is some momentum inside of the market, guys. So at 9 a.m., you could have taken a trade and you would have gotten your 50 pip target. And for me, with the NAS100, I aim for at least 100 pips. And as you can see, price went all the way back up to our previous day's high, okay, and our last week's high of the day. Now, like I said, if you wanted to wait until after 9:30, you could have done so. We had momentum in the market. All right, our 9:30 candle closed above our high. Next candle opens up, come back, retests the high, and it takes off again. All right. So this is one of those trades where Stacy talks about. This is a day one runner. You do not want to counter trend a day one runner. Okay. Now coming into Tuesday. Okay. Like I said, we're coming into Tuesday, and I think we also had some news out um, on that Tuesday as well. Yes, we had some. What was that on the 18th? Yeah, we had some USD news at 8:30 once again. Red folder news at 8:30 once again. Okay, so now where's our high? Where's our high and where's our low before the session opens? So our session opens up here. Okay, this is 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where's our high? So we mark up our high. We had a high that was put in place here. All right, so we're gonna mark up that high. And as you can see, price was just in accumulation. So before that session opens up as well, we're gonna mark up our low. All right, and this will be my low. My low will be here. Okay, this will be my low. This will be my most recent low of the day. Because as you can see, price is just accumulating. Okay, Asian session opens up. All right, we're up underneath that daily open. And like I told you guys, I just like to use this as support and resistance. As you can see, price is respecting this daily open. London session comes up, put in a high of the day. Okay, then we went back into accumulation. And like I said, we had some news out at 8:30. Okay, so at 8:30 we had news. Session opens up here at 8 a.m. 8:30. This is our news candle. We do not want to get in front of the news, but as you can see, price action is really respecting the daily open. Okay, so now depending on the time frame that you're on, you could have caught this short trade. Okay, even though price did not come back and take out um, the high of the day or last week high or our current high. Okay, depending on the time frame you're on, you could have taken a short trade here. Okay. You could have had taken a short trade right at the open of the, right as New York session opens up. Okay, you could have done that, but that was not a trade that I took. Okay, so I just patiently just waited until after the news, and then typically, like Stacy says, when we have news on the calendar, he typically looks at the market at around like 10 o'clock. Okay, so we let that equity hour open candle um, uh, finish forming. All right. And like I said, depending on the time frame you're on, you could probably have caught this trade. But on this day, I did catch the buy move. So for me, all right, I let this open, let this trade, let the 930 candle finish doing its business. And as you can see, price came down, took out our took out our low, our recent low of the day. All right, doing 930. And as you can see here, price fell. Not this was at more like the round up in the 50 range, round at 50 level. So as you can see, now this is where we're paying attention to our clock. All right. What time is it? All right. What time is it? So we have our price action behavior. Okay, at 9:30. Okay, 10 o'clock. Price opens up, gives us another indecision candle. All right. So now we're heading into that third hour. Still no confirmation on a buy or a sell here for me. But even though we took out this low, all right, so I'm really just waiting. I'm looking for the buy move, okay? Because price came and took out the low, so I would be looking for the buy move. All right, so like I said, we're into that third hour. This is 10 a.m. All right, 10:30, we get an engulfing. Okay, this candle here engulfed this previous candle. Now we get the engulfing. Now everything is confirmed for me. All right, I had my load taken out. Okay, I got my engulfing. Okay, now at this point, this is where I wait until price pulls back at least 50% of the engulfing candle. Now, I jumped the gun on this one. Okay, I jumped the gun on this one. So once this candle here opened up, all right, at 11 a.m., once I broke I broke the high, I took an entry here, and then I set my stop. And once this next candle opened up after my entry on this candle, it came back close to my stop. So when I seen it coming back, I just went ahead and closed the trade out because it was close to my stop loss because I have a 25 pip stop. Now, if I was just waiting on the entry that I wait for, I like to wait for price to come back at least 50% of the engulfing candle, which would have been right here, right in this area here. So my entry should have been here. So I took a small loss here. But then as this here candle here came back into the 50% area, okay, came back into that 50% area, and we were also above that 50 of the 100 pip box. So as this came back, and then I was away from my chart for a minute. So by the time I came back, I took entries as it broke this wick. All right. And we rode it all the way up for 100 pips. Okay. And as you can see, this thing continued to go. So my entries were here as it broke this previous week on Tuesday. Okay. But like I said, we had set up. All right. We had taken out our low of the day. We got an engulfing. All right. And everything played out. All right. Going into the next day. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, you guys. Is rinse and repeat. We do the same thing. All right. So at 8, this is our 8 a.m. candle. Okay. 8 a.m. right here. All right. When the market opened up, we're going to mark up our high. We're going to mark up our lows. So this right here would have been our high of the day. Okay, we had a high of the day that was put in place here. So we'll mark up our high, all right? And I had a low here, okay? So we had some lows that was put in place here, all right? We had some lows that was put in place here, all right? Just switch this out a little bit so we can see this. So we had our high and we had our low, okay, before the session opens, okay? Now, we open up here, all right? As you can see, this is 8 a.m., all right? And I think we did have news on this day. here too. I think we had a news out all this week, man, with USD. So yeah, we had news once again at 8:30. So market opens up here at 8 a.m. All right, 8:30. Okay, here's 8:30. We didn't really, news didn't really give us no type of impact. But as you can see, when the market opened, you can see that we was Asian session opened up into some accumulation. We just accumulated. All right. Then once London opened up right here, you can see we broke out of that accumulation, came back, put in a high, put in a higher low, put in a high, came back, put in higher lows. And now when the New York session uh, starts to open, you can see that we come up, all right, take out our current high of the day. All right. And like I said, we had news at 8:30, so we want to wait until after the news. We want to wait until after the news. So 9:30, market opens up. Boom. Our 9:30 candle. We take out our we take out the most recent high, and we also go trigger the previous day's high. Okay, so now everything is looking good. See this? Everything is looking good. We take out the high. We got a 1, 2, 3. We taking out the high, the recent high, and we also trigger the previous day's high. Now we let this 9:30 candle close. Now, once this 9:30 candle close, I did not like this close. Okay, because I have massive wicks on each side. Okay, so they hit the high, they hit the low. Okay, so now some people might have took a short trade here, but this is not confirmation for me. This is not confirmation for me because I'm also looking at price action. And as you can see, we're still respecting the low of the day. Okay, we're still respecting the low of the day. And I think this is right around that 15,850 level. Yeah, right around 15,850 level. So for me, when price is above the 50 level, I'm not looking to short that. Okay, I'm not looking to short that if prices be above the 50 level. All right, so that's that medium price area of that 100 pip box. So I'm waiting until price close below the 50, retest, then show me confirmation if I'm going to take a sell. If not, I'm just going to continue to wait and look at price action. And like I said, you can see we was in accumulation. We broke out. We put in a high, put in a low, put in a high, put in a low, came back, put in a high, and we come back and we put in a low. And we're right at that 50 level. And you can also see that we're respecting the low of the day. So at 9:30, price triggered our previous day's high, and it also took out our previous day's low, and it also triggered the low of the day. So I'm doing nothing here because this did not confirm a sell trade for me. Okay, I'm doing nothing, so I just wait. Okay, so now we go into that new hour. Okay, 10 a.m. All right, this is our 10 a.m. candle. All right, so we still close. All right, we still close here on the inside, and we're still also closing above our low of the day. And we're, like I said, we are above that 1850 price level. Okay, so I'm not looking to short. All right, next candle here at 10:30. At 10:30, it opens up. Boom, it goes back, triggers our high of the day and our previous high of the day, and also triggering the low of the day. Now we closed as a bearish, as a bullish candle. Okay, we closed as a bullish candle. Also looking at this here, we close as a tweezer bottom. So for me, once I seen this tweezer bottom, I took a small scalp trade here on this next candle. Okay, so the next hour, all right, at 11 a.m., the next hourly rotation, I took a scalp trade for a small buy move for 50 pips. Okay, because I was seeing that I'm looking at price action, seeing that we're making higher highs and higher lows, and we're respecting the low of the day. Now, like I said, I did not get a confirmation for a sell entry. Okay, did not get, because we only had this one wick come up in and trigger our previous day's high now in our recent high of the day, but we also triggered a low of the day. So now the reason I took this buy trade is because once the 10 o'clock candle finished closing, we still closed above our low of the day. All right. And once 10:30 happened, we closed as a bullish candle, creating a tweezer bottom right at the low of the day. All right. So I took me a trade here and I had my stop loss set for my 25 pips. So it was just a small scalp trade here. All right, so I did catch this small buy move. All right, and now the real move that I caught, I did catch the sell move. So as you can see, this is what I was waiting on for the sell opportunity. As you can see, once this 11 o'clock candle closes, all right, it took out our most recent high of the day, also took out our previous day's high. All right, now this is where we're just waiting. Okay, I'm waiting to see if I can get some type of reversal candlestick pattern. So at 11:30, all right, we get another tweezer top. All right, this candle creates a tweezer top. And now if you look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. Okay, so now the next candle opens up here, all right, at 12 p.m., all right, Eastern Standard Time. As this candle opens, all right, I'm waiting. I want to wait and see what's going to happen with this candle. Even though I got this tweezer top, I need to wait and see what's going to happen. So once this candle open, it pulls back up, all right, and as it started coming back down and we started to break this wick, okay, this is where I took entries. Okay, as we started to break this wick, this is where I took some entries. Okay, and as you can see, I'm above the high. Okay, so I'm above the high, and I took entries right around this area here. Okay, right here, and we wrote it down. All right, we wrote it all the way down for at least 100 pips. Okay, so that was the sell trade that I took. All right, and as you can see, like I said, we had the tweezer top for the sell entry back down, all right, to that daily open. You can see we came all the way back down to the daily open. All right, coming into the next day, same thing, you guys. All right, where's our high and where's our low? Okay, before the session opens, our session opened up here at 8 a.m. Okay, this is our 8 a.m. candle. So now my high would be here. This would be my most recent high that's put in place up here. Okay. And then my low would be here. This would be my low. Now, as you can see, when this market opened up, all right, market opened up here. And as you can see, we're up underneath of this daily open level, okay? And we also are up underneath the previous day's low. So you can see Asian session, nothing in Asian session, all right? London session opens up, all right, give you a nice little sell opportunity here. All right, then we come back, we accumulate, and as you can see now, we're at that last week's high. Okay, we're at that last week high. So this here is another strong level, okay, of where I'll be looking to take trades from off of. Okay, price took out the previous week's high. Okay, so we did have some news out, as you can see here. We had news out at 8:30 once again, so we want to wait until after the news. Okay, you want to wait until after the news. News happens, okay? Next candle, all right? 9 o'clock, they give you this pin hammer triggering the low. Now, they give you this pin hammer triggering the low, okay? But for me, I'm not looking to take a buy move because I'm looking at price action, okay? I'm looking at price action making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so you can see we pushed up, all right? We put in a high, we put in a lower high, we come back, we put in a lower low, we come back, put in a lower high, all right? Then we come back, we put in another lower low, okay? So even though we took out the low of the day, all right, we did take out our most recent low of the day, but I'm reading market structure. Market structure is not telling me that I'm looking for a buy move. And I also took out this previous high of the week. I took out last week high. Okay, so when I'm taking out last week high, okay, the high of the last week, all right, I'm just using this as support and resistance as well, but I need to see confirmation. Okay, I need to see confirmation that it's going to go for the buy, not just because it took out the low of the day. I need to see confirmation. Okay, so we got this pin hammer, okay, but we did have some news out at 8:30. So even though we got this pin hammer, now as a scalper, somebody might have took this trade. You know, as a scalper, you might have took this trade at 9:30. But what Stacy says, after the news, we want to wait until after 9:30. Okay, we want to wait until after the market opens. All right, so We got this pin hammer that came down and took out our low. Okay, then 930 opens up. All right, 930 opens up. Okay, now we have made a new high. Okay, we made a new high. So now we would just adjust our high. We would take this high. Okay, we would adjust it. Okay, because now the market put in a new high of the day. So now our new high would be here. Okay, so you would adjust your high. All right, now that the market had an open up and gave you a new high, you would adjust that high. So we came down, we triggered the low, but we had the news out. So we want to wait until after the equity hour open, which is at 9:30. Okay, 9:30 comes, triggers our high, also triggering the previous week high. Now we're going into our timing window. We're in that third hour, 10 a.m. Okay, 10 a.m. Now, I did not catch this first wave because I had an appointment. All right, so I had an appointment, but this would have been the trade as it broke, here for me, as it broke the 9:30 candle. Okay, I would have been taking entries. I would have been taking entries. Now you're on a smaller time frame, you probably caught some entries above the previous week's high. Okay. But for me, based off the 30-minute time frame, as this as this 10 a.m. candles started to break this 9:30 candle, I'm in the trade. Okay. And as you can see, you did reach your 50 pips, 100 pips, whatever you take. Okay. But I missed the first wave. Okay. So as once I came back from my appointment, okay, I seen that we had this nice move. We took out our low, but I'm looking at market structure and I'm looking at, okay, we did take out our previous week's high and we had this big momentum candle. Okay. So now I just wanted to, now I'm just waiting. Okay. So as the market price continue to push up. All right. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. So at 11, this was 11. So we're in that new hour, 11:30. Okay. I'm waiting. Still nothing for me. Okay. Still nothing for me because I'm seeing that we're in a downtrending market. So I'm still looking for sales. Okay. So next candle here gives us this shooting star. All right. Now after the shooting star, we still need to wait on confirmation. Okay. So once this candle here open up, it pulls back up. And as it started dropping, all right, as this thing started dropping, I took some entries as it started breaking here. All right. And I took interest there, and my TPs was always set for like a 100 pips. So as you can see, this thing came down. All right, it dropped. It continued to drop. So that was a trade that I took there. And then on our final day of the week, on that Friday, as you guys can see here, like I said before, this session opens up at 8 a.m., which is this is 8 a.m. Where's our high and where's our low? Okay, so this would be my high before the session opens up. This will be my high. Okay, because our session opens up here. All right, our session opens up here. This will be my high. And then I will have a low that's put in place down here. Okay, so now as you guys can see, when the market opened up, if you're just looking at market structure, guys, just look, this thing was just making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, and I don't think we had no news out on Friday. I don't think we had news out on Friday. Let's check. No, we did not have any news out on Friday. So if there's no news out on Friday, I'm looking to take a trade in that second hour. Or if something happens in that first hour, whenever something sets up, okay, if there's no news, I'm looking to get into the market early. And as you can see, like Stacy talks about on here, you can see the escalator up. All right. You can see we put in a high, put in a low, put in a high, put in a low, put in a high. So you can see high, 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 high. So you have the escalator up. All right. New York, New York session opens up here. Boom. Straight engulfing opens up. All right. Takes out our high of the day, our most recent high of the day. Okay. Now we're just waiting on timing. 8:30, 9 o'clock gives us this inverted. All right. Gives us this more of a inverted pin hammer or an engulfing, whatever you want to call it. All right. Next candle opens up 9:30. 9:30 opens up, pulls up, and as this thing starts to drop, as it starts to drop above the high, as once it breaks this candle, I'm in. Okay, I'm in. I am in, you guys. I'm in. And those was the trades that I took this past week. And those are some opportunities that you could have taken advantage of with the NAS100. And let's say NAS100 also gave you a quick scalp sales buy setup as well. As it came down, it took out the low. So we had a 1, 2, 3 into the low, giving you this tweezer bottom. All right. So you could have taken an entry right here for a 50 pip move for the buy low setup. Okay. But the sell was a real move. All right. But as you can see, you still had opportunities based off of price action. All right. So those were some trades that I took, and those were some also some trades that also went over some trades that I did not take with the NAS100, just to show you guys on how you could have made profit this week by just trading in NAS100. Now, like I said, I don't do everything that Stacy does. Okay, I don't do the initial balance and all that. All right, I just don't do that. Okay, and I don't deal with the day count as well. But not saying that those things aren't good. It's just for me, I just don't use them because I still just trade basic support and resistance, but I also incorporate what Stacy uses as well, as I just demonstrated in this video. So man, if you guys enjoyed this video, if this video was helpful for you guys, smash that like button. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel, just do all that good stuff. And I really appreciate it. And like always, man, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient, and your time will come. Peace and love, family. Have a good one.